When winter comes to Japan's mountains, the world turns silent. Snow covers everything: the trees, the roads, even the sounds of the wind. The air feels heavier, cleaner, quieter. And right in the middle of that stillness, a small wooden cabin glows with warm light. This is a Japan mountain cabin tiny house. A place that proves minimalism and comfort can coexist beautifully, even in the coldest season. The first glimpse already feels cinematic. The cabin sits slightly elevated on a slope, framed by cedar and pine trees wearing thick coats of snow. From a distance, it looks like a lantern, its light spilling softly into the white night. The roof, gently slanted, carries layers of snow like icing on a cake. Every detail of its exterior, the vertical wood cladding, the deep eaves, the black-trimmed windows, shows the quiet confidence of Japanese design. It doesn't shout for attention, it simply belongs. As you step closer, the crunch of snow under your boots breaks the silence. You can smell the faint scent of wood smoke drifting from the tiny chimney. The door handle is cold to the touch, but as soon as it opens, you're greeted by warmth, not just from the heater or the fireplace, but from the atmosphere itself. Inside, the world feels completely different. The walls are lined with light hinoki-wood, smooth to the eye and fragrant to the senses. The floorboards are slightly darker, made of chestnut, their grain rich and irregular, grounding the space with natural warmth. Every corner of this home is deliberate. Every texture invites you to slow down. The main room is compact, but somehow it feels larger than it is. The secret lies in balance. The architects used an open layout, with only partial partitions, so the kitchen, living, and sleeping zones flow together in harmony. Natural light streams through the large south-facing window, filling the interior with soft brightness even on cloudy days. In the center stands a small wood-burning stove. Its fire flickers quietly, its metal surface glowing with gentle heat. It isn't just functional, it's the heart of the home. A kettle rests on top, gently steaming. The sound of boiling water mixes with the occasional crackle of wood. In winter, these small noises become music. The kitchen is a masterpiece of compact design. On one side, a single wall hosts everything: a two-burner stove, a wooden counter, a deep sink, and neatly built drawers that slide with precision. Above, open shelves hold only what's necessary: ceramic bowls, enamel mugs, and a single cast-iron pot. There's no clutter, no chaos, just calm intention. The countertop glows under a soft pendant lamp, handmade from rice paper, its light resembling early morning sun. Across from the kitchen sits a low table, crafted from reclaimed oak, surrounded by simple floor cushions. This is where meals are shared, letters are written, and stories unfold. In the evening, candlelight replaces the lamp, and the flicker dances across the wood like reflections on water. To the right, the living area holds a compact sofa made of linen and wood. A wool throw drapes casually over its arm. Next to it, a small bookshelf built into the wall displays only a few things: a volume of Japanese poetry, a camera, and a tiny bonsai tree shaped with patience and care. There's space here for thought, for breathing, for quiet reflection. The sleeping area is tucked behind a sliding shoji screen. The futon rests directly on a raised wooden platform that doubles as hidden storage. Above, a skylight frames the night sky. When you lie down, you can see the stars through drifting snow. The light of the moon filters softly, tinting the walls silver. It's minimalism not as a design trend, but as a way to feel closer to nature. Every part of this cabin reflects the Japanese philosophy of the space between things, the pause that gives rhythm to life. Nothing here tries to fill every corner. Emptiness itself is celebrated. And because of that, each object has presence. A single ceramic vase on the table becomes a focal point. The gentle folds of a linen curtain feel sculptural. Even the quiet sound of water from the kettle feels profound. As you explore further, you notice how the cabin interacts with its surroundings. The large windows are placed not just for light, but for view. Each frame captures a different scene. A cluster of trees to the east, the slope of a distant mountain to the west, a frozen stream glittering under midday sun. The design turns the landscape into part of the home's interior. The bathroom is small yet luxurious in its simplicity. A deep hinoki soaking tub sits in the corner, releasing a soothing aroma when filled with hot water. Steam curls upward, mingling with the wooden scent. The window beside the tub opens to the forest. You can soak while watching snow drift between branches. The feeling is almost sacred, like bathing in silence. At night, the cabin transforms again. The outside world disappears into darkness, and the warm light inside becomes a soft cocoon. You can hear the faint howl of wind beyond the walls, but it feels distant, almost comforting. Inside, the fire burns low, the air hums with quiet heat, and the world narrows to a simple truth. You don't need much to feel complete. Living small here isn't a compromise, it's liberation. The limited space demands intention. The simplicity invites gratitude. In this cabin, you begin to understand the Japanese concept of shibumi. Effortless perfection, beauty and restraint. Everything exists for a reason, yet nothing feels forced. The owners of this cabin describe it not as a house, but as a rhythm. In the morning, they wake with the first light, open the window, and let the cold mountain air rush in. They brew coffee slowly, watching the steam rise against the pale sky. In the afternoon, they stack firewood, take short walks through the snow, and return to warmth. Evenings are for conversation or silence, whichever feels right. This gentle pattern of life turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. The construction of the cabin followed the same philosophy. Local carpenters used only native materials, hinoki, cedar, and bamboo. The insulation was made from recycled wood fibers. Even the nails were minimized. Traditional joinery holds much of the structure together. It's architecture built not to dominate nature, but to coexist with it. Beyond sustainability, the design also speaks to mindfulness. The architect once said, "A house in the mountains should breathe with the mountains." That's why the ventilation system uses natural airflow rather than heavy machinery. The air enters through hidden vents near the base, warms as it passes through wooden channels, and exits near the ceiling, carrying moisture away. The result is comfort without excess, warmth without waste. During storms, when snow falls thick and heavy, the cabin grows quieter still. The sound outside becomes a hush, like being underwater. Inside, the light glows golden. The temperature remains steady. You can sit by the window for hours, watching flakes drift past, each one unique and fleeting. It's a kind of meditation, watching impermanence while feeling completely present. Visitors often say that time moves differently here. Minutes stretch, distractions fade, and small actions, pouring tea, folding a blanket, closing a door, take on meaning. In a world that measures success by speed, this place reminds you that slowness is also a form of wealth. When morning comes again, sunlight filters through frost on the window, scattering tiny rainbows across the walls. The stove crackles back to life, and the cabin wakes gently. Outside, the landscape glitters, untouched, endless. The path leading away from the house disappears into the white distance, but you feel no hurry to follow it. Before leaving, you take one last look around. Every scent, every sound, every shadow of this home stays with you. It teaches you something subtle. That minimalism isn't emptiness, it's clarity. That warmth isn't measured by heat, but by feeling. And that peace isn't somewhere far away. It can exist inside a space barely larger than a single room. As the camera pulls back, the cabin becomes small again, a dot of light in a sea of snow. The trees whisper, the smoke rises, and the world returns to silence. But you carry that stillness with you. The lesson of this tiny mountain cabin is simple yet profound. When life feels cold or chaotic, build yourself a space, physical or within, to breathe, to be, to remember what really matters.